The gods have abandoned this realm, leaving behind a silence that screams of coming doom. Only one artifact remains to hold back the abyss, a weapon forged in cosmic fire. If this golden axe falls into shadow, history itself will be erased from existence. 3 souls bound by ash now stand against a tide that threatens to swallow the world. Will they become saviors, or will they simply be the last to fall before the end? Welcome back to The Lore, where we excavate legends buried under centuries of dust. Today, we walk the path of Uria, a land suffocating under a bruised gray sky. Before we descend into the abyss, ignite the like button to join our fellowship. Subscribe now, or risk missing the secrets that history tried to bury forever. The air here tastes of copper and fear, signaling that peace is merely a memory. Unnatural silence grips the kingdom, broken only by the distant echo of iron boots. We are about to witness the rise of heroes, forged not in glory, but in despair. Shadows lengthen across the land, and the screams of the innocent pierce the fog. Now you must choose. Do you turn back, or step into the boots of the damned? Long before men, the earth groaned under the weight of a war between gods and giants. That titanic stalemate ended only when the giants were banished to the void. But peace is fragile glass, shattered when the golden axe slipped from holy hands. Death Adder, a giant of malicious cunning, seized the artifact through dark deceit. He did not bring rule, he brought ruin, twisting Uria into a living nightmare. The sky turned black as he descended, and the soil drank deep of innocent blood. Hope became the first casualty, leaving only a hollow silence in its wake. Now the land itself seems to rot, poisoned by the malice of the usurper. With the gods gone, who remains to challenge a monster wielding divine power? Axe Battler walked with a light heart, the iron hunt forgotten for a mother's smile. But as the village gates loomed, the silence was heavy, buzzing with unseen flies. Panic seized his chest like a pulled hand, forcing him to sprint toward his home. The door stood ajar, the furniture splintered, the hearthstone cold to the touch. Amidst the wreckage lay the anchor of his life, silenced by a brutal, unseen force. His knees hit the floor, a scream dying in his throat as his soul shattered. The monster had taken everything, leaving only a hollow shell where a man once stood. A tragic event occurred here, marking the birth of a warrior fueled by pure loss. He now faces a grim choice: die with the past or kill for a future.
It was the 17th birthday of Princess Tyris, a day meant for joy in Firewood. The celebration ended when death marched upon the borders, unseen until too late. Walls breached, the queen dragged Tyris to a dark cellar, sealing her away. For hours, she listened to the muffled cries of a kingdom being extinguished. When silence finally fell, she emerged into a world transformed into a living hell. Her parents and her future were gone, wiped out in a single night of terror. Tears flowed hot as magma, turning grief into a burning vow of vengeance. The Firewood Kingdom had fallen, and its legacy now rested on one survivor. Will she let the fire consume her, or use it to burn the giant down? The battlefield smelled of wet iron and mud, a slaughterhouse under the open sky. Gilius Thunderhead fought back to back with his brother, axes blurring in the air. But fatigue is a cruel mistress, and a moment of weakness invited the darkness. A heavy blow sent Gilius crashing down, the world fading into a dizzying black. He awoke to a heavy warmth pressing him into the mud, trapping his limbs. Vision blurring, he realized the weight above him was not debris, but kin. It was Guri, his body a shield riddled with arrows meant for Gilius alone. The dwarf's roar of anguish tore through the field, stopping the wind itself. He was alone now, save for his fury and the axe that demanded payment. His brother's life had ended, a sacrifice that burned a hole in his heart. Every breath he took was a debt, purchased with the blood of his other half. Gilius gripped his weapon until his knuckles turned white, trembling with rage. There was no army left, only the cold reality of a survivor's guilt. The silence of the dead was louder than the battle, mocking his survival. He stood up, the weight of the axe feeling heavier than the mountain itself. Thunder rolled overhead, mirroring the storm brewing within his shattered soul. Revenge was no longer a desire, it was the only air he could breathe. He looked toward the fortress, his eyes burning with a promise of violence. The path forward is paved with madness, and he is ready to walk it. Does he seek justice for the dead, or is he simply looking for a grave?
6 years of shadow passed, and the Southwood Kingdom fell into chains. Yet a spark remained, united by the dying words of their friend Alex. 3 broken warriors embarked on a suicide mission to Turtle Village. They found a settlement perched on a colossal beast, moving through the mist. Here, survivors honed their magic and steel, preparing to storm hell itself. The giant turtle carried them across the sea towards the treacherous fiend's path. They rode on the backs of eagles, soaring toward a confrontation with nightmares. The air grew thin and cold as they approached the lair of the usurper. They are flying into the mouth of the beast. Will they choke it or be swallowed? Riders on the wind, they descended upon Death Adder's fortress like a storm. The air crackled with sorcery as lightning and fire tore through skeleton warriors. Finally, they stood before the usurper, the giant wielding the golden axe. Death Adder fought with the fury of a trapped titan, shaking the stone floor. But their collective pain was stronger than his stolen divine power. As the giant fell, the dungeon revealed a darker truth. Deathbringer. In a clash that shook the earth, the trio unleashed their final reserves. The ancient evil was purged from the throne, its life finally extinguished. The victory is won, but does the silence feel like peace or just emptiness? The golden axe returned, and peace settled over Uria like a soft blanket. Yet, as our heroes looked upon a restored world, their eyes held sadness. Revenge had been exacted, but it could not resurrect those lost to the dark. They realized true strength lies in living when everything you love is gone. The throne is safe, but the scars on their souls will never fade away. Did they find true peace, or just a quiet silence to mourn their dead? History will decide if the price of this victory was too high to pay. If you held the power to erase her past, would you sacrifice your humanity? Share your choice in the comments and subscribe for the next legend.